Hey Deckers, Liam here. Today I've got a new one for you. I'm taking a look at Need for Speed Unbound on the Steam Deck. It releases officially on December 2nd, although you can get in early like me with their Palace Special Edition on Steam. Valve has already tagged it as unsupported on Steam Deck. The most likely reason being the new EA app launcher, which is a big nuisance. However, I already did a video showing one workaround when it breaks, so you can play it, and it does work with Proton Experimental. Just be sure to check my video in the corner and linked in the description for if and when the EA app fails to load. So it works, but let's talk about what kind of experience you can expect on Steam Deck. Firstly, the initial first load time, you might want to make a coffee for that, as even when it's installed on the SSD, getting just into the first part of the game took over 4.5 minutes. And that's just to pick a character and car. Thankfully, after that, loading time throughout the game seems kind of okay. Curiously though, my first attempt to actually get into the game did not go well. It showed an intro video talking about trying out my new car, and then a few seconds into it, the screen on my Steam Deck went completely blank and it just seemed to shut down. I was amazed. I'd never seen or experienced anything like that before on the Steam Deck, and I've played a lot of heavy games. Attempt number 2, 3 and so on thankfully worked fine, so I've yet to see it happen again, so I'm unsure what actually caused it. Performance is something of an issue for this game, especially out of the box. You are going to need to tweak a few settings to get it to run anywhere near acceptable. It's also another battery hog. Don't expect to get more than an hour out of it on a full charge. And for any text inputs, you also need to manually bring up the on-screen keyboard with the Steam and X button. Okay, so let's talk about performance settings. I've ended up locking it to 30 frames a second in the Steam Deck performance menu because no matter what, I could not get it to stay at 40 or above as it just constantly dropped. Some areas are fine and do perform well, others will bounce wildly all over the place. 30 frames a second is simply your best bet in this game. With FSR2 set to quality and the preset to low, annoyingly, it doesn't seem to let you tweak individual graphic settings, only presets, so I just stayed with low. With that, it's pretty much a mostly stable 30 frames a second with a few minor drops in bigger, more populated areas. Apart from the initial deck shutdown issue, I've never seen that again, and once you get performance locked to 30 frames a second, everything else seems to work quite well. Single player just works, although it feels a bit like a storified version of online play with you driving around the map to different meetups, finding collectibles and some police chases and more. I honestly have to say that I am really enjoying it. Online works absolutely fine as well, there are no issues there. I've been driving around for quite a while, discovering things, finding random people who come along to check out my ride, doing various races and more. It's actually pretty fun to play online, although my driving is absolutely horrendous. I'm surprised by how much I am enjoying this. I haven't played one of these style of races since the days of the PlayStation 2. It actually feels quite refreshing in a way, and probably an unpopular opinion here, but I really love the stylized cartoony effects that they added in. It's nice to see a racer that isn't trying too hard to be serious, it's not trying to be overly realistic, while still looking pretty good. Although it looks far better on the Steam Deck screen directly, I'm just as usual using my capture card so you get a clearer full screen view of the performance. It doesn't look amazing on my 1080p monitor, but on the Steam Deck screen it looks fine. Right now, I cannot see a reason not to recommend it to you if you love racing games, enjoying playing with others online and pimping out your ride. I'm not a fan of the music though, which I've turned off for this video as I don't want any copyright issues there. The music just isn't for me. The rest of the game though, I love it, I'm really enjoying it. Just keep in mind you are looking at 30 frames a second on the Steam Deck for your best experience, but overall it hasn't really been a problem. I've been really enjoying it and I'm gonna carry on playing it myself. So I'll throw in a few more random clips here for you. Do let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you guys later.